What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to the show. It is officially Sunday night. It is your time to break the markets down, to get ready for the week ahead and understand exactly what is going on, because it could be one of those weeks that, well, definitely might shape the market. In tonight's live stream, I want to talk about the obvious question. Are we at the bottom? And if we are, should we now be buying the cryptocurrency market? I'm going to show you and talk with you a couple of strategies that I think are worth utilizing, and more importantly, I'm going to give you the best positions within your particular asset. That might be the favorite Bitcoin, that might be your favorite altcoin, whatever it's going to be. We'll dive into them. Obviously, it is Sunday, so if we do keep enough people in the stream, we will stick around until the market open, because the expectation is it's going to be wild. And for the first Sunday in about 3 weeks, I have actually managed to not be in a trade this evening, which kind of feels quite nice, because it's like I've been in a trade what feels like the longest time forever. So that's kind of an absolute bonus. Real quick though, before we do get started, I just want to let you guys know about FortisX. Remember, I've been partnered up with these guys to offer you the best staking rewards on your cryptocurrency. This is not soliciting financial advice, and I'm not telling you what to do with your cryptocurrency. However, it is definitely worth heading over there. The link is in the description. Make sure that you've got your cryptocurrency and it's earning while you're waiting for this market to come out. They offer some fantastic protocols on many of the top altcoins, as well as all your favorite products in staking, liquidity providing, with over 2.3 billion in on-chain data points. This is a serious project. It also has the SEC backing as well. So if you're interested in earning with FortisX, do check that link out in the description. Head over there and grab all your favorite coins and get your crypto working for you before the bull market comes in. So yeah, definitely check those links out as always, and let me know what you think. All right, so I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back as always. And yeah, well, let's get into the market. Let's talk about what's going on, and I guess position ourselves for what could be a pretty interesting week. Now, everyone is kind of getting onto this weird narrative now that it's like, oh, the bottom's in, like we're all going to we're all now going to the moon. Like I even saw someone today and they said, oh yeah, the bottom of the market's in, like definitely, like here we go. Now, I'm just going to be really upfront and honest with you guys and super transparent. Yes, I have actually been buying a little bit of cryptocurrency, okay? So I'm only DCAing at the minute. So I'm just buying little bits of coins that I think I can add to my portfolio that I already have, that I think is worth buying. I just realized TikTok, you guys aren't even looking at the screen, but shout out to everybody that's here on TikTok as well. Let me bring my screen up for you guys so you can see what is going on here as we talk price action. So yeah, officially I said, didn't I, once we got to 60K, I was going to start buying. Now, what I have done, I want to share a little bit with this later on with you guys, is I've just set some buy opportunities out there. So using exchanges, which I know people freak out about, and they're like, not your crypto, not your key, all that kind of stuff, right? I get it. But you can basically start setting positions that just DCA for you, right? They automatically buy at certain points, price levels, as well as days, times, and month, all the rest of it, right? So I'm just taking the emotion out of this, right? Because it's easy to sit here and be like, man, right, I should have bought. And then people buy, and you shouldn't have bought, like all that kind of stuff. So I'm taking the entire emotion out of this and saying, okay, where do I want to buy? What's going on, Elon? Good to see you. Yo, Tubit. What's going on, my man? Hey, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, kind of my view here a little bit is I'm just going to take all the emotion away, and I'm just going to get other things to work hard for me. That might be exchange protocols, rather than me being like, okay, should I buy? Should I not? Allocate some stablecoin. Should I buy? This is completely separate, by the way, to the futures bag, which I have, which again, I'm just trading little bits here and there. What I can say as well, by the way, FYI, and I know this feels a little bit like I'm shilling, but it is worth it. I literally was like, okay, I'm thinking about getting into a trade. And the indicator was like, no, do not do it. Like, it's foolish. And I listened. I don't often listen to certain things. I listened. What happened? BTC pumped and would have wicked me out. So again, if you want to get this indicator, it is free. It's fucking free. And I'd argue it's one of the best indicators at the minute that I've certainly ever used. And I don't say that lightly, by the way. I genuinely say it from a position that I am using it, and it is changing my game when it comes to actually trading. So it's making me think harder. It's making me take better positions. It's making me absolutely manage my risk and take profits when I should be. It's free. 2bitcrypto.com. Go check it out. Pulse indicator. This is slightly different to the one I've got here. This is coming hopefully in the next couple of weeks and may have a slight little monthly fee attached to it just to kind of help me with the channel and all the rest of it. But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, I officially today started my journey through what I believe will be the next few months of going down, stroke sideways, and buying my positions so that I'm ready for when the market moves. I'm not going to sit here and assume that on the bottom of October, Bitcoin's going to get to $54,000. I'm going to buy my entire portfolio that I'm missing, which is about 55% of my entire portfolio in stablecoins. Absolutely not. That is the worst decision you could possibly make. My view right now is I'm going to accumulate at the levels I want to accumulate at. For example, and I'm going to show you this a little bit later on, okay? Again, I'm not soliciting financial advice. There's no like sponsorship here. I'm just going to show you, in my opinion, the best way to accumulate your cryptocurrency at the prices you want to accumulate, all right? It's like a DCA strategy, but on steroids, okay? So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But where are we at right now? What's kind of going on and what do we need to be aware of? Well, obviously at the minute, and I kind of talked about this a little bit, that the kind of market is, in my opinion, going to shake some more people out, right? People are so desperate. They're so desperate to call the bottom again. That exactly the same as we sort of got back. If we go to let's go to the 12-hour chart. So exactly the same as we got here. Okay, so take this area in isolation. We had this big wick down. Everyone was like, "Oh, market's hit. Here's the bottom. This is it." And then obviously we started to, the counter trend rally that came in. Everyone's getting super excited. And then obviously we wick low again. And I bring you back to what we've talked about a number of different times here on the channel, which is the big yellow line through the charts. This is the 200-week moving average, which generally tells us whether bull and bear markets are here, okay? Because we always seem to trade either in and around it. If we're above it, you could argue markets tend to be a little bit more bullish. Below it, we tend to be bearish. Every single bear market in the history of the crypto market has gone below the 200-week moving average. Every single one of them, right? Can I turn those candle things off? Which indicator is it on? I can't think what it's on. Is it on this one? Inputs. Candle structures. Is it that? Oh, so much better. It's so much better. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, everybody. So, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, Vlad, is it, or Wadlazek? You're right. Yep. I mean, we literally nailed the price. We nailed it. Again, all those people that said that we were wrong, all those people that said that we were going up and that, the bear market was finished. Yeah, we were absolutely correct, which feels good. And do you know what? While the market's capitulating and people are freaking out, it feels great to be in a position where you've just got stable coin. And, that's power. It's like going to buy a car. If you go and buy a car with cash, you're in a much better place than if you're trying to take credit. So the question now, though, like we said, that's why I want to answer tonight is what we kind of need to get. G-Sync, this is my own indicator. It's literally my own build of an indicator. So, but you can get it for free. All right. It's totally free. Head over to 2bitcrypto.com, right? Super easy. And then you go onto this, the pulse indicator. It's my indicator. I own all the source code. I own everything about it, right? This is not any, and it's all protected source code and all the rest of it. And you click open the indicator and it will literally put it directly straight onto your chart and you can start using it, all right? It breaks down exactly how to use it, what it's all about, what it's tracking, all the levels you need to set on it, from frequently asked questions. And if you're interested over there, by the way, we do have a trading group as well. It's $12 a month. It's absolutely insane value. But yeah, you can check that out as well. But 2bitcrypto.com and then click on the pulse indicator and add that to your charts. But yeah, so we can categorically say that every single bull market and bear market has broke beneath the 200-week moving average. What we do know as well is it was never by a wick. So as much as some people are calling, like saying, hey, 2bit, like the market's here, like we've done it. It's like, nah. The timelines are wrong. And equally at the same time, the actual sentiment in this market is wrong, right? Stephen, I think we are definitely bearish on the broader scale, but it's very volatile. Me personally, I'm not trading this market at the minute. I did trade earlier, actually. I took a short trade. I did take a short earlier on, actually, which was really obvious, and it was not quite on this dump, but it was pretty close to it. But yeah, you can see here, look, that generally speaking, once we break the low on the 200-week moving average, we categorically always retest it, okay? It's the same for every single general moving average you get. 21-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, the 100, the 200, the 300, the 1, whatever it is, right? Moving averages are psychological levels in which people either trade aggressively or they don't, okay? They can be take profit level, whatever, right? They're not just magic numbers that come on a chart. And I don't mean to belittle anyone, by the way. I'm just stating facts. But what you can say here is this is the 2023 bear market, i.e. 2021 top. We come off, we break below the 200-week moving average. Look at this, break smashed through the 200-week moving average. We then spend about 3 or 4 weeks under it before retesting and then going lower. Now, you have to almost take this out of the equation because this is FTX, right? You have to ignore this. You can't say it. So the low, really, 20,500, if you sort of wipe that bit out and say that doesn't exist, you could argue and say we probably would have just chopped it here somewhere, which would have been around the 21,000 mark. So the low always came at the bottom before we then retested it. Now, we haven't retested this. So you see the low comes down, we go back up, we come back down again. And actually, barring that initial drop off, we didn't get any lower outside of the FTX collapse. So you go back to 2017 because that's obviously when the other bear market was here. And again, you can see a very obvious thing. The big wick down didn't break the 200-week moving average, which is why it's important here. We didn't break the 200-week yet. Is any link to your indicator? TubiCrypto.com, click on Pulse Indicator, and there's a button there that says Add to Chart, and it just adds it straight to your chart. So, yeah. And you should basically, I don't know if it's going to screw up if I do this, by the way, but basically, sorry, everybody. Let me just do this real quick, because people need to see it. So, you can click on here, look, you click Open the Indicator. It's going to take you to this page here on TradingView, and then there's 3 little buttons here. You click on these 3 little buttons. No, you don't. You click on this button here that says Use on Chart. All right? So, that's how you do it. You can see it here, look. Hopefully you can see that. So click on the indicator, opens it up, and then click use on chart, and it literally adds it straight to your chart. So there you go. That's how you do it. All right, people. All right. So yeah. So back in 2017, again, we come down, we wick down exactly the same as we've got now. We then get the move. But look at this, the retest on the 200. So at the minute, we haven't retested the 200-week moving average. So as much as people want to say, well, you know, the market's kind of bearish and we're all going to zero, every single time we broke beneath, we've absolutely retested the 200-week moving average. So it's wrong, in my personal opinion, to be like, oh yeah, the market bottom's in, it's fine, we're all going back up, this was it, like this was the market bottom. Well, it kind of wasn't, because you can't account this because we never broke through the 200-week moving average. And this is the first time, really, that we have actually broke beneath the 200-week moving average, okay? So it's important to reference here because, look, people will say, the bottom's already in, the massive capitulation. Like, I even heard people say, oh, this is way worse than the February dump. It's way worse than FTX. It's absolutely not, because everybody knew this was coming. FTX was absolutely not. Long or short? Short, but don't... Look, it's your money, so, I mean, you do what you want with it. But my view at the minute is it's really volatile, this market. Market makers are having a field day. And I don't say that lightly. Just really quickly, the liquidations are still insane, all right? So you have to be trading this... I put a tweet out. Cypro, what's going on, buddy? I put a tweet out earlier on saying, if you are trading this market, in my opinion, so let me tell you what I'm doing. I've got low leverage and high margin. Why? Because it gives me loads of flexibility in terms of how I trade the market. So I think at the minute, look, some degens will go like 200x leverage with like $100, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what you look at from a timescale perspective. It's very, very volatile. Very volatile. You've got to be really, really sensible with it. You know, Bitcoin today has wicked as low as like 61,200. Everything is probably telling you it's short. Iran is now attacking Israel again. That's a short indicator. The market's going to dump. And I deliberately am not trading this market because the Bitcoin price is always counter-trended versus the Iran-Israel war. So I'm like, wait and see. All right, we'll look what market futures look like, all the rest of it in a minute. But the question that I guess everyone is asking right now, and I'm going to throw it out to the chat, by the way, there's 65 people here on TikTok and the like 60, 70 people on YouTube as well, like 130 people here right now. The question you've got to ask yourself is, are you buying or are you waiting? And I'm just going to give you my personal opinion is that now I think people should be buying. I'm not soliciting financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your own money. I am just telling you what I am doing. But I think you have to be sensible about how you're doing it. All right. It's really, really important that you are sensible at how you do this, because you could look at certain charts and you could say, well, I'm going to wait. I mean, those people that are calling for like a $40,000 Bitcoin, I personally think they are going to be the ones that end up buying back in at about 80,000 because they'll assume that the market's going to go down. Now, I am still in a world where I think this price still pushes further low. I don't think it goes below the 55K. It might wick below it, 52 or whatever, something like that, but it's not. So this then here becomes my buy zone. This is the area that I am going to be buying Bitcoin. And it also becomes the part in which I'll be buying certain altcoins. But my decision to buy altcoins is driven by where my profit and loss is based on the previous cycle and what I'm holding. Right? since obviously last cycle, I've sold some. A lot of you know, 108,000 I sold on Bitcoin. Like I got out a couple of weeks after the top, really. So decent position. I kept some position hold. But there is opportunities out there. You can really make things easy. Allocating a set amount of capital or a proportion that it's going to buy every single day at the levels you want to buy at. This isn't setting buy orders with massive amounts. It's way smarter than that. It's cleverer than that. And it takes all the emotion out of it because emotion can get in the way. Remember, this is going to be the most difficult decisions you're going to make because the question is, should I be buying or not? And you are going to have to ride the rough with the smooth because you might buy the bottom and BTC might come lower. This is why I think you have to be mindful. I right now am trading short-term shorts, okay? So if the market gives me an indication that it's probably going to push down, I'll take a short trade all day long if I can see it. But the macro, the bigger picture that I want to trade is a long, okay? That's what we've been setting up for. That's kind of where I want to get involved in. Now, there are some certain ways in which you can start to allocate a proportion of your portfolio by doing sensible things. Shout out to Ellie or Ely says, currently DCA 1% of cash at every dip, buy daily at the moment for the foreseeable. Smart move. And I'm going to tell you exactly that's what I'm doing as well. Now, there are a number of exchanges that offer some of these sort of ideas. The one I'm going to use and show you guys on is BitUnix. Obviously, this again is not solicited financial advice, but you can get some absolutely insane benefits by just choosing the right exchange. Now, again, you can all choose whichever exchange you want to choose, but there are some definite opportunities you can get. And again, be sensible here. It's like if a car salesperson is going to offer you a better deal than the car salesperson down the road, then go with the one that's got the better deal that makes you the most amount of returns for your investment, okay? So again, you can check this out, tubicrypto.com/BitUnix. But just to kind of give you an idea of where you get, so we're going to be in the spot market. And there's a couple of things that you can do on these that can support your journey into buying certain elements of the coins and making it kind of more sensible. And equally, just buying when you want to be buying. So you can set levels, you can earn while you're doing it, and you can make sure that you are absolutely DCAing the opportunities. So you've got something called Spot Auto Invest. Okay, this is with BitUnix. MEXC do it. I think Weeks might have something, but I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure Binance have it all. These are all certain elements that basically the exchange is going to do it for you. So for example, you might want to say, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, right? That's what I want to get. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. And what you can do is, particularly with BitUnix, and like I said, you can do it with the MEXC as well, you can essentially set it to buy certain coins. Now, you might want to get spicy and you say, well, okay, this is a strategy I've got. So I'm still holding Ethereum, I'm still holding Solana, I'm still holding XRP, I'm still holding Ondo that many of you guys know, and I still have a little bit of Sui that I bought on the low. So what this can now do is, this will apportion a percentage of the capital that I have in this wallet to some of these. Now, again, you can either have as an equal, or I can turn this off and I can change this. So, obviously 100% is what you need. Let's say, for example, I don't really want to buy a lot of BTC. I want to buy more XRP. Okay. So again, you can allocate slightly different amounts here to what you deem fit. And then you've got here, look, so the amount per period, you can set this. So I want to invest $50. Okay, I can't do that because I've got BTC on there. So I'm going to have $1,000, okay? And you can see here, look, so you can invest like over certain points. So let's say I'm going to invest daily. And the amount per period is $1,000. And then again, you name it here. Now, what's even more fun is you can set specifically the levels you want your crypto be bought at, okay? So let's say, for example, on Solana, Solana price right now is what? It's $64.18. So I'm going to say every time Solana hits $60 at its high price of $62, I want it to buy. And what will happen is every time Solana, or maybe even go crazier and say, look, between $55 and $62, I want you to buy me some Solana. I want you to buy me 18% of the allocation that I've got in here. XRP is currently sitting at what? XRP is at $1.12. All right, perfect. So if XRP goes below $1, I want you to buy, and anything around $1 buying. So this is then essentially, I'm going to click auto invest. Boom. It's just going to start buying. It's going to do it every single day based on the amount of money that I have attached to it. All right. So kind of pretty exciting, right? Dead easy. Now you can even set a time. I ain't particularly bothered. I just want to buy it at certain levels. Like I said, MEXC have another one as well. So these are where you can just sensibly take any emotion out of this and start buying your cryptocurrency. By the way, I think it's just my personal opinion here, but I think that we'll definitely get a counter trend rally. I do think we're going to see some real volatility out there in the market as people try and jostle for what they think. Because don't forget, you will have people buying this dip, which means that you probably then end up with a sell somewhere around here because people will obviously take their profits, get out, assuming market's going to come down. And remember what we said on the weekly time frame, BTC always retests the 200-week moving average. We have broke it. We might close below it, potentially where we sit. I mean, it feels like as they do most Sundays, they may try and wick this back above the 200-week moving average, which is kind of interesting as well. But this is just, in my opinion, a sensible way that you can start allocating funds into the market where you best see fit, rather than, and I don't know about you guys, that often it's like, I missed the low, I don't get the low. And again, I'm not saying that you guys have to do this. I'm just giving you my personal opinion here. The sensible thing to do is start to accumulate BTC or whatever. Start to accumulate your favorite altcoins now. Now, the risk with altcoins is, yes, the upside is probably potentially bigger. The downside is potentially bigger. You take risk versus reward. But here's my thesis. If we were to say, and I haven't really seen other than Peter Schiff telling us that BTC is going to go to 30K, even if you take from right now and you say, well, okay, if Bitcoin got to $30,000, then we're looking at a further 51% drawdown on where we are. I don't think that's going to happen. $12 billion in IBIT tells me that's not going to happen, okay? The overall ETF holdings of Bitcoin at nearly 600,000 Bitcoin tells me that's not going to happen. Michael Saylor only dumping 32 Bitcoin tells me a 53% capitulation from where we are right now doesn't make any sense. And we've never seen that before, assuming we close beneath the 200-week moving average, okay? Just my personal opinion. What I think is more likely is that BTC could wick down, let's say as low as 45K. That's not unreasonable. That's 25%. That takes the cumulative total to about 78% from a dip from the previous high. That would align to diminishing returns. Casey, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, buddy. That would align to diminishing returns that we've seen from drawdowns from previous bull market cycles into where we are. It would also align the fact we've finished on empathy versus hype. That kind of, for me, feels important. I think most people, most bearish bears are at 40K, 45K. Most normal people, I think, are between 50 and 60. And then you've got the like supermax bears that believe that we're heading to 20K, right? Some lunatics that think we're going to go that low. Excuse me. So what you can say then is, okay, let's assume that we could get to 40K. So the downside risk here is 27,000. Sorry, it's 27%. Fine. Well, what is the potential counter trend rally back to the upside? Well, a lot of people have obviously said that it would retest the previous high. Well, the previous high was like 70, well, like 80 odd thousand. 70, what was it? Like 77,000, okay? So what's that look like? 27%. Now, there you go. You will notice a very two obvious things here. So if you assume the low potentially could be 40,000, you assume the counter trend rally back to the previous high, 77, is also 27%. You are perfectly from a risk versus reward ratio of 50%, right? Now, me personally, for my investing strategy, what I am doing with my coins is I don't believe it gets to 55K. I don't believe it gets to I don't believe it gets to 40K. My buy zone is the bottom of here, 55K. So my downside risk right now, assuming that this plays out as I think it will, I've got a magic ball, but I think that's a 10% downtrend risk. So my risk here is 10% from a negative buy, okay? So I buy now, I potentially lose 10% based on where I think the market's going to go. But if then the market decides to wick me down to 57K, and then that is then the bottom, and it's, you know, maybe we even come down to 57K, we trend sideways into kind of August. We might wick up to say back up to 65. It's going to give me loads of flexibility to say, well, okay, well, I bought at 57K at 65. Yeah, cool. I'll take that because I don't believe the timeline's aligned to the bottom being in the market. I then get another chance, rinse and repeat through this entire market until we get to the bottom, which normally comes in around the end of September, which is what I said the other day. And then we'll start to move higher. The risk of waiting for 40K, you're expecting another massive dump in the market. And I think for me, that risk is too much. So even at 45K right now, you are expecting a 26% capitulation in the price of BTC. Even if you said, well, let's take it from the wick low from the previous, you're still expecting over 20% of a drawdown. And this, I think, is where ultimately those people that sold late are the people that buy late. Always. So again, this is kind of where I think people need to be sensible, but equally at the same time, it isn't just about dropping 20% of your entire portfolio the minute BTC wicks to 58K, because I think that's not a sensible idea. I'm just going to, over time, once again, start to accumulate. Where do I want to be? At the latest point, personally, I want to be all in with about 10% left of capital by mid-September. That's probably where my game would be, giving me probably 3 weeks to see what happens. Is there a final shakeout to mark the bottom of the bear market, which could, I think, come at the end of September, as then we start to wick back up. It's historically been November for 2017, 2021. 23 was a bit weird, but, that's kind of where I sit right now. So, to argue the question of this live stream, are we at the bottom? It's a bit disingenuous to say that because I don't necessarily believe we are. But should we be buying cryptocurrency? I personally think we should absolutely be DCAing into those positions that I think. Now, I would also advocate for having a little bit of change on the side that you can trade the market, you can scratch the itch that you need to, and if you're using the 2-bit crypto indicator, take the opportunities as you throw them. The fact that Iran and Israel feels like it's kicking off again, even though Trump's kind of saying there's some sort of deal on the table, feels a little bit like, it's wild. Even if you take the intraday for today, for example, look how much volatility you had to play around with. Absolutely insane. So we get the market opens on the 2 a.m. So we got a big pump coming out of the market, which we always said would probably happen. Even if you look at this, look at this from the Friday dump. You could start to even analyze this a little bit more detail. Something was always going to happen. Look at this. You come in, you wick up and down, as we always see here, and that became the breakout. You can literally chart that to within an inch of your life. Oops, excuse me. So again, this kind of trading on the day is kind of wild. So you get the uptrend, the low comes in, breaks to the upside, and then it starts to move. Look at the indicator right now. Again, if you are brand new and using it, my indicator right now is saying, look, there is potentially here on the hour, the trend is bearish. All right. So however you want to look at it, the trend is bearish, but the entry is at the short zone. Now, for anyone who's been using my indicator for a little bit, the short zone tells us that it's entering a moment of historical levels, i.e. where we generally see price react from, which is probably here. So if you are really going to trade this, you're going to be wanting to short this because it's telling us that the short trade's in with a confidence rate of 100 out of 100. The short trade then becomes here. The stop loss becomes over the previous wick, and the take profit becomes the recent low. You're getting a 2.48 ratio on that number. Now, again, no one really knows, and as much as I can sit here and say I'm having loads of success with this indicator, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go in. 63,226 invalidates this entire thesis, all right? So again, it's just worth noting here, but BTC looks like it probably is going to wick to the previous support. Again, $62,000, there or thereabouts, before then pushing back to the downside. Allegedly, all right? So worth noting here. But that's kind of where I think we sit. So that's kind of my view. Let me know in the chat, by the way, what you guys are doing. Are people buying? Are people waiting? I'm dead curious what you think. Let's get some comments out here. Don't you feel like liquidity will leave the crypto space for SpaceX? I think it's already leaving, if not left. I think that's why the stock... I generally think, by the way, market opens on the stock market, it's going to be a fucking disaster. I think it's going to wick down. It might wick up to start with, but yeah... Friday, SpaceX IPO, they assume the initial valuation is going to be between $2.5 and $3.1 trillion. That is absolutely mental that basically SpaceX is going to come in and wipe out the entire cryptocurrency market cap. Pretty wild, right? Down to 58K over the next day or two, and then a relief rally is 75K, then a massive drop over the next few months, I think. Potentially. I kind of feel like if we say that liquidity is relatively low in the market, then you probably just get these lounging trends, I think. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't just get a big capitulation. We saw a little bit of that today, but, that's my opinion. We can go 40K for sure later on. It just won't happen so fast, I think. Yeah, potentially. I think it all depends on some of the macro stuff, doesn't it? The SpaceX IPO is probably going to be pretty interesting, but as if you think about it, again, it's this bit around the whole idea of kind of where the markets are. Like in the world of cryptocurrency, these are some huge news. The stock market, it's like gold wiped out $1 trillion in a day. It's like, who the hell cares? Like, no one cares about some of this stuff. Uriel says, what is the indicator using? It's my personal indicator. You can get it for free over at 2bitcrypto.com. Check out the pulse indicator. It's the button halfway down. Here, look, you click on this button here, and it's going to take you over. And you can then add it to your own charts for free. It's slightly different to this one. It's actually the version 1 that we've got. We'll release the version 2 soon, but this will probably come with a little monthly fee just because. And again, I'm genuinely, I'm in a world where it's just massively changed my entire concept of trading to the point where I'm literally looking at a trade. I go to the indicator. What does the indicator tell me? And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll do it. Or I don't. Like, it's genuinely changed how I trade. So, and at the minute, I know a few people are using it. And I would argue and say that every trade I've lost or have been stopped out is because my stop loss wasn't big enough. Nothing to do with the indicator. The indicator's fucking nailed it. It has about 16 things it tracks and checks. And then obviously you can set certain settings and all the rest of it. So yeah, check it out. TubiCrypto.com. Head over to the Pulse Indicator. Let me know. If you use it, then do it. Also, don't forget, do join our free Discord. If you want to get into the trading group, by the way, then you can join that as well. Going down, yeah, I think so. I mean, definitely feels like we've got some momentum down, a bit of chop as well. Okay, adding to my USDT bag and DCA, Craig, it's the sensible thing. I'm short WorldCoin, BTC, and long INA. The only thing I would say with WorldCoin is be careful. Arthur Hayes is going to pump that thing like a maniac, I think as well. So just, yeah. But I mean, look, WorldCoin's hugely overbought right now, which is kind of crazy. I checked out before they're done, but I have used it again. I just like my naked charts. Yeah, it's fine. Look, again, you got to do what you got to do. This is not aimed at advanced traders. This is aimed at people that either A, are very new to trading, B, need that little bit of conscience that says, guys, is this the right trade? Are you making the sensible decision, or are you FOMOing in on a move that you can't? If you've ever been in a world, by the way, and this is where I would position the indicator at. If I was going to try and do a bit of a selling video, I'd say, hey, have you ever got into a trade and instantly the price has changed? Have you ever gone long and the market shorts you and wicks you out? Well, the Pulse Indicator is going to tell you what's happening. It's going to keep you on an edge in the market. It's going to be the voice that asks you to check once again. Remember, if you're making a cut, you measure twice and cut once, and that's exactly what the Pulse Indicator does. So if you've ever been in a trade and found out you got it wrong straight away, check out tubecrypto.com/pulse, and that indicator is going to change your game. Now it's available in all 7. It's only $12.99 a month. Anyway, that's what I would say. So I don't think it's necessarily for advanced traders, people who can spot patterns and charts, but look, I don't foresee myself at all as an advanced trader. I really don't. I am a good spot marketer. I'm a good researcher. But yeah, it's definitely helped my game. Honestly, definitely. I'm not placing any trades based off what someone says on TikTok. I mean, I would say that is an incredibly sensible decision. Like, yeah. Casey's not asking you to. Yeah. Stick to that. Stick to that mentality as well. Because I don't believe at any point I'm telling people what to do on it. But yeah, be sensible. What price do you think BTC will be next week? I mean, look, I don't like to get into these concepts of what do I think BTC is going to be. I think it's a dangerous game. You have to take it for what it is, which is, again, look at the macro side of things. What is the trend on BTC right now? The trend is bearish, okay? The trend is down. Doesn't mean that we can't wick back up. Everyone, literally 3 weeks ago, people were coming in this chat going, bro, apologize to your community. When are you going to say sorry to those people that you wrecked? Blah, 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 right? Everyone was saying that the bottom was already in. I was wrong. Look where we are now. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has suddenly flipped bearish. Everyone's telling you that they were telling you that it was bearish. All those that said the bull market was here are now all telling you that the bear market was here and they're obvious. I'm not going to say who the individual was, by the way, but there was actually someone that literally posted on a tweet I put saying, please be careful. I think the market's going to go down, blah, 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 blah. Someone put a message saying, you are a disgrace to the crypto company, the crypto community. You are going to make people lose money. Looks like I was right, but they never come back and go, hey man, I'm really sorry about putting that message on. Like, I didn't mean to. Like, it's all a bit, fruity out there. So, I don't really get into it. My view, the market's bearish. Every single time we've been in bear markets, we have wicked below the 200-week moving average and we have retested it back to the upside. In my opinion, you've got at least another 4 weeks before you can start to even contemplate what BTC is going to do. We could counter trend this next week, rally back up, Israel and Iran kind of sort their shit out. Everything sort of gets a little bit better. Price wicks back up. If you look on a weekly, by the way, the price to 65K wouldn't be unusual. That wouldn't be unusual. And I bet if we Fibonacci this as well, look at that, 236 Fibonacci, 65,134. Like, that wouldn't be unusual. Does it mean that that's all of a sudden the bottom's in? No, I don't think so. I don't think so as well. And what's also interesting, I mean, look at the W pattern that's played out there. Absolutely insane. But, that's kind of where I sit right now. What do I think BTC is going to do next week? I don't know. There's a lot of macros, which we can talk about right now. There's a lot of stuff. That's not what I wanted to show you guys. Oh my God, I can't find it. Anyway, Fear and greed index at 12, another good indicator, by the way, that's telling you that this market is bearish and that probably should be something that you should look at. In my opinion, I hope Junction breaks out today. Yeah, I guarantee next week will be volatile with the FOMC and the Bank of Japan. Yeah, and Bank of China as well is doing some shit next week. Kurtz, what's going on, man? Kurt says crash, bear, trade accordingly. Yeah, you know it, baby. You know it. No hype's in the building. What's going on, no hype? Oh, by the way, on WOD, do not do wide stops. Altcoin market trading, I just kind of haven't really bothered with right now, but yeah. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it, man. Bye now. Let's get buddy bullish, baby. I mean, I've been telling people to buy Fairground. That was literally the start. The war continues. Price can go up and it will confirm a breakout. I mean, maybe. Like I said, that's why I'm not in a trade right now, because I do think that the whole Iran-Israel thing could actually counter-trend this market. I think gold will be an interesting one when the market's open that we'll take a look at for sure. Saylor allegedly is now going to buy Bitcoin again. I think this is absolutely kind of a way of saying, don't worry, guys, everything's absolutely fine. Here's my guesstimation. This will be a very small buy, my opinion, right? Very, very small buy. It'll be like, I'm going to guess at like 20 million or something like that. I'm going to put the charts back on again. TikTok gets weird about this sort of stuff. But yeah, I could definitely see like 20 million or something like that. So yeah, watch out for that one for sure. Now, Matt Hogan. If you don't know who Matt Hogan is, he is the CIO at Bitwise. Now, some people genuinely think he's pretty well plugged into the markets as well. He is kind of in a world of, look, we've probably got a little bit more downside to come, a little bit more risk attached. Don't start getting the candles out for the party just yet. Leave the banners at home. We've got more to come. Matt Hogan is saying the real issue right now is regulatory uncertainty. It's a fair announcement. Chris Mayes, what's going on, my man? Saylor losing more than us. Remember, Saylor's negative $10 billion right now. That's a pretty rough P&L. There's only one of the P&L that's 10 billion, and that's Tom Lee from Bitmine. Yeah, he says, in regulatory uncertainty, crypto can keep building whether it has the bill or not. We kind of said this a little bit. Does it really matter? Obviously, Israel and Iran, we're going to need to keep an eye out for it. Trump's kind of saying one thing. Israel seems to be bombing Iran, or Iran the other way around. I can't remember. But yeah, pretty wild to think about. Bitcoin falling on the IPO and AI pressures. Obviously, we've talked about this at the start of the stream here. But yeah, do you teach Forex? No, not really. Not really. I don't really teach anything. All I would say is we have a Discord channel. We have a trading group. It's $12 a month. There is like trading courses on how to use 200-week moving average, 21-day moving average, indicators, charts. It's all in there. It's $12 a month, as well as I'm in there. There's some charts in there. The trading group's in there. You get like indicators. You get our AI trading software that does trade Forex. I think it actually does trade Forex as well. So you can check those out. And then, like I said, the indicators and all that kind of stuff. So take a look at it. But yeah, I don't teach Forex as such. All I would say, and this is me being super genuine here, tune into the live streams, right? So many people out there, and I'm not a professed expert in all this. I've just learned over the last 4 years. I've been in crypto since 2017. I've been on YouTube for the last 4 years. Just every night, live streaming with the community, with some really good people, and we just learn together. So tune in. Don't miss a night. You'll regret it. And join our free Discord. That's what I would say. But yeah, the IPO and AI capitulation. I mean, people are now sort of talking about the fact that AI bubble may be bursting. Definitely could be a thing. What's going on, Paul? Paul talks crypto in the house, man. That sounds cool. It sounds like you got a channel as well. Shout out to you, buddy. But yeah, so watch out. Do I think the AI bubble's about to burst? Not really, because the stock market's still at all-time highs, albeit it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this week when it comes in as well. So that is going to be certainly fuel on the fire as well. So some big things to watch out for this week, and keep an eye on the prize. Now, what have we got coming this week? This is always worthwhile keeping your eyes peeled on it. We've got a couple of big things coming in that I think we all need to be very, very mindful of. All right, it's going to be a pretty volatile week, so hold on to your rear ends. We obviously have the core inflation rate coming in on Wednesday. All right, so the latest CPI data is going to come in for the US. Particularly, we're going to get inflation data as well as the Bank of Japan. Now, the Bank of Japan, everyone's freaking out about the carry trade. The assumption is they're going to raise rates. Might end up absolutely dumping the market. We'll see. What is the view? The view is actually that inflation month over month is going to come down a little bit. CPI, we'll see what that looks like, but might actually be okay. It's still probably going to go up because you've still got the remnants of the Iran war and the oil situation, but it might actually end up being all right. I think it's probably fair to say. We got PPI then comes in on Thursday with a pretty solid confirmation that actually might get decent. And then the Michigan consumer sentiment is coming in on Friday as well. So lots of chop through the week, I would expect. And then dump on that fact that Trump, Iran, Israel, all that kind of crazy shit's going on as well. Might just end up in a pretty weird way. To be 100% as the most comfy community, like I'd trust you all with my money. That's it, you see. That's it. Magic Craig said, I learned a lot from my first cycle. Another cycle is now a 5-year cycle. I misjudged it. I'd be happy to make my money back and then some the next cycle. I'll plan a lot better. I think, look, it's always good to go through like the first cycle and just get ready. I mean, that's a key bit. So many people just leave in bear markets. They get do you know why? Because they sell at the wrong time. They make the wrong decisions. They freak out and they're like, that's it. I'm done with this whole crypto stuff. It's nonsense. That's when you get your head down and you grind hard. Mr. Vern! I've been meaning to message you, actually. Sorry, Vern. I feel like I've been a shit friend. But if I told you I've been literally the busiest man on the planet, that's an understatement. But I'm not going to say on the stream, but I hope you're good, man. I hope everything's okay. And I hope what you messaged me the last time is being worked through, buddy. So we're all... By the way, Vern's fine, but we're all rooting for you, my man. And yeah, I will definitely ring you at some point this week. I've got a chaotic week at work as well, but hope you're keeping well, buddy. Appreciate you. Excuse me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Vern. I do appreciate it. Magic Game, learning from your mistakes. Sorry, bro. Yeah. That's it. Are you in the ADA sell camp? I don't have an ADA. Yeah, I got out of ADA a while back. So, yeah. So, yeah, I am probably in that camp of... I mean, look, I know people are kind of getting in the Lunar Classic idea or the Manta idea or whatever it is that's like going to make a big comeback. Charles Hoskins literally was like, oh, I'm going to spend a lot of time on night. Now, Cardano's a big chain. It's got a very good community. I would liken Cardano a little bit to Litecoin, in which it just sort of becomes this sort of unique holder of Cardano. It doesn't mean it can't do good things. It doesn't mean it can't have a rally. But I think the only question right now is, thanks, man. The only question I have a little bit here for Cardano is, when the going gets tough, the founders need to get going. And it feels like Charles Colkinson is kind of not getting going. So worth thinking about. I voted last year because I stupid things with my money outside of crypto. And I had some trades like liquidated me quite hard. I learned not to touch those things like Rave or Pippin. Yeah, I get that. Short-term trades, get the hell out of there as quick as you can. But yeah. Mohammed, what's going on, man? Says, doesn't this news will lead to a bigger dump today? Well, I mean, the news is already out there. The only thing that'll be is if the US does go into Iran. But the reason I'm not trading this is because it's always counter-trending the market. BTC has always counter-trended it. So, yeah, kind of pretty wild, in fairness. Yeah, that was kind of good, that one. Damien in the building as well. Man, you guys are crushing it. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So if we look at the futures market, what have we got? Well, we're expecting a massive dump on gold. That doesn't play forward for a resolution in Iran. Silver looks like it's going to nuke everyone into oblivion, which is certainly not great in fairness. Copper's doing the same. The S&P may be giving us the early signals. There's a little bit more pain to come. And if the S&P does roll over, which this week is going to be interesting because you're going to get loads of macro headlines that might start it. But, I have to say, look at the indicator right now. It's telling us with the S&P that we should trade this with caution. It's, this is a big dump here on the S&P. Like, don't kid yourself. Like, that's a big old wick down. The Russell showing some significant decline. And then you've got oil starting to come back. Again, the assumption I think the markets are going to price in when the market opens is that Iran, Israel are attacking, Hormuz close down, CPI boom, PPI boom, prices all go up. Bad news for the crypto market, all right? So, look, I think that is bonds are telling us people are buying them as well. So that's telling us that the bond market is going, yeah, screw this. We're definitely not taking any risks. And then look at the stock market. So, yeah, this market open, I think today is going to be really important as to kind of where the market might go. All right. Interesting move back on Zcash, by the way. There's no way on this earth I would trust Zcash right now, but maybe that's why I'm not, buying some. But yeah, interesting, right? Interesting for sure. So altcoin market actually have a pretty decent move today. We'll touch on a little bit more of that in a second. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. That's my views right now. That's my opinion. Like I said, am I buying cryptocurrency? Yes. Am I buying loads of it? No. Am I buying at the prices I want rather than the market's going to tell me? 100%. 100%. Buy this at 42k BTC. I mean, we talked about those price levels, maybe. Silver to me looks like 66 is worth a try, not 40 or even high 20s. I hate trying to think how to trade silver and gold. Yeah, I mean, my view a little bit is, like I said, the Sunday trade I have started to just move away from because I think it's too crazy, it's too volatile, and I'm not about it. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. So how is this trade looking out? So on the hourly, BTC is still trying to push up a little bit here. So still trying to get a little bit. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let's put TikTok back up here. I'm putting the charts back up TikTok so you can see kind of what's going on. Definitely worth it. I'm notting any trades at the minute, but my view for what it's worth is yes, I think the market will probably come down. Now, it doesn't mean that it just instantly goes down here. You've got to kind of set yourself up as a counter trend rally, but my indicator right now is telling us that, look, there is definitely a likelihood. And again, you play in the laws of averages here, right? No one's got a crystal ball, because if they had a crystal ball, they wouldn't be on YouTube or social media telling you what they think is going to happen, all right? Let's just call a spade here. But my indicator, which tracks about 16 different things, is saying, look, if you're already in a short, hold the short because you may get another chance here. And then my indicator is also saying, look, the entry is at the short zone. That is basically the last area where you've had significant trend change, which is about here. That's where I'd put the short. If I was going to short this, that's probably where I would get. Again, my view here, this is not solicited financial advice. You've got to do your own research, etc. But my view here would be that you may get this wick on the market opens. If gold dumps, silver dumps, Bitcoin might wick into this. The macro trend, though, look at this. Local high, local low. It then goes lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So even from a technical standpoint, you could argue and say this is probably going to roll over, assuming that you get that. So am I shorting? No. Do I think the market's going to short? Yes. I came here to get some pessimistic thoughts. I always forget how G you are. Good on, Zero. Good to see you, man. Remember, pessimistic is actually, the use of it was correct, by the way. All right. I'm not saying I'm good at, I'm not saying I'm good at English, but I'm all right at it. But anyway, so yeah, do let me know in the chat, by the way, what your thoughts are, what you guys are doing. It is obviously worth, as a community, doing the right thing, in my opinion. RW, what's going on, my man? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in, everybody. President Trump says he's going to call Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and tell him not to strike Iran back. So there we go. This might be the reason why you're getting this little trend in the market. Does Israel, and particularly Benjamin Netanyahu, listen? That's the big question here. That is the big question. I salute your Mrs. 2-Bit. She has some real steel nerves. What? I don't understand. My missus runs things around here, all right? I do. If my missus like, get off your live stream, I'm like, yep. She runs things. Let me tell you that. Bought my last pile at 60k, ready to go. Betamax. I'm just going to be a trader, but I think spot buys are good where we are. Yeah, I mean, look, if you can make your money on trading, do it. All right? Do it. Living with a pessimistic you. Oh, man. Love it. Love it. I'm in a short on Ondo, Ada, Solana, and XLM. Open them, and literally 2 minutes later, news came out. Nice. Oh, you mean as in you shorted them and the news came out and they've moved up? Oh, yeah, that's bad news. That's honestly, Sundays, I'm just not about it. Fridays are okay. I think Saturdays are good because people are just a little bit desperate for the markets. And yeah, the best day I think is Tuesdays are relatively good because you get the kind of washout from Mondays. Tuesdays are all right. Thursdays are okay. Wednesdays fine. But yeah, Sundays, the last two Sundays, I've been in a short trade and got wrecked on a Sunday. So I said to myself, don't do it. Do not get in a trade. I did trade earlier, by the way. I got in a trade really, really early, by the way. But yeah. Jackie says, hi, 2-Bit. She's the boss that runs things at this house where I'm at. What's going on, Jackie? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, X-Mind, it's just life's easier, isn't it? Life's easier. You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life. If your pump came validation, I've won long. Yeah. I mean, by the way, I think it's a short-lived pump. And if I was going to short this market, which, I mean, we might do. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the market kind of winds up. Every Sunday for the last 3 or 4 Sundays, BTC has wicked upside into the market open. So again, with enough people in here, we'll stick around for it. How many have we got right now? We got like 80 people in here. We got like 50, 60 people in on TikTok as well. Thoughts on Keel infrastructure? I don't even know what that is. Well, I don't even know what it is, Michael Epic Journey, but yeah. By the way, if you haven't already hit the follow button, do make sure that you are following me on TikTok. That way you know it's my account. I am here. Look, you don't want to be just getting contacted by some randomer. That is definitely not going to be me. So do make sure you are absolutely following my account. If you're on YouTube as well, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, it does all support building out the channel. It supports getting us out there in front of people. So if you enjoy what you're listening to, you're enjoying the content, just take 5 seconds and just help us out a little bit. That'd be great. That'd be great. I like 4 or 6 p.m. Eastern when no markets are open. I like Wednesdays. I'm off from work, and that's when you get FOMC. I mean, Wednesdays are a good day. I mean, it does beg the question, though, and I would love to genuinely speak to people that have gone full-time in crypto, because obviously everything I'm trying to do right now is about trying to move away from my full-time 9-to-5 job. Like, if I told, like, I won't be here on Tuesday night, by the way. I won't be streaming Tuesday night because I've got a big, I've got a team build again, so I won't be here Tuesday night. I'll be here Wednesday, and I'll be here Monday as well. But yeah, like my week this week is mental. I worked yesterday, I worked today, I'm working tomorrow. I've got a team build on Tuesday, I'm working Wednesday, working Thursday, working Friday. Then I've got to get back, get the kids. Like, it's just an absolute nightmare. I would genuinely be like, man, what do you need to do to be able to go full time? I've spoken to a couple of people and they're like, oh man, don't worry about it. You're going to make it. And you're like, I don't fucking feel like it at the minute. Anyway, just got to prep ourselves. Kurt, are you full time in crypto, man? I'd love to speak to you about how you did it. If your day is going great and you want to ruin it, don't forget to subscribe and follow him on every platform. Get out of here, Zero. I must stop reading your comments out. Your show starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, by the way. That 2-hour time frame, we always see crazy shit that makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, we've always been saying that it's because I can pump the market, but I don't necessarily think that's true, by the way. But yeah, it just sucks I make less money making wages. I mean, the thing is with the crypto market is it does warp your sense of capital. I think it really changes how you look at money. Is my view, by the way. It really changes how you look at money. But again, this is why you got to be sensible. So look at this on the 15-minute time frame. The indicator's going, man, this is like really crazy. Again, this is why sometimes you need to look at a broader scale. You need to look at higher time frames. You need to not get into a world where you're making bad trades. It's hard, but sometimes you just got to take it what it is. The hourly's waiting to give us that signal. I think the hourly trade looks pretty nice, actually. I think a little bit higher push, if you were, again, looking for that entry around $62,000, a very psychological level there on BTC, might give us a little bit. But the trend is definitely, the trend is definitely bearish here. Definitely bearish. So, yeah, we'll see. I trade since 1980s. Nice, bro. AI said for XRP bullish forecast, $2.50 and a month ago was $3. Yeah. AI is not great at... Yeah, AI is not great at doing that, in my opinion. But yeah, man, there's lots of comments I just missed here on this. I can't even see that. What? I don't even know what you're referring to. You think Bitcoin will still go down, or are we consolidating? I think we're still consolidating, but I definitely think we can go down a little bit more. I definitely think we could probably go down a little bit more. Yeah. All right. Nice one, Casey. Shout out to Casey, everybody, holding it down and TikTok, moderating it like a maxi. Love it. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a hard one to say, really. Again, my thesis is purely based on what I see from a factual perspective, which is the 200-day moving average has always been the indication that bear markets come to an end, and we've always capitulated underneath it, and we've always retested and then gone a little bit lower or gone sideways. We haven't, in my opinion, retested the 200-week moving average. Why? Because we literally just broke it. So you need at least, I think, a month before you could be like, okay, the bottom's actually in, which I know sounds crazy. Which brings me to the original point I made on the live stream, which is I think now people should be buying Bitcoin. That's not me for soliciting financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your own money. You guys do whatever you want. But again, my view, like I talked about right at the very start of the stream, is that, look, between 60,000 and anything below it, I just think it's a good time to buy, Bitcoin around this, and you buy at the prices you want to buy. Now, you could argue and say, well, maybe we never get to those prices. Fine. Like, you're not losing anything, are you? But arguments and general history tells us that we probably will get into that place. You only have to look at past cycles and past years to kind of give yourself the view that that's probably what you're going to get. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And, even when you kind of look at BTC from where it is, we've had a bit of a bounce off today. That's to be expected. BTC is wicking up. So 62,000, we're looking at the entry. Like, I think we're going to get this entry here on the short trade, and then it'll be what the market does, which is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, like I said, I think it does wick. Oh, come on, 2-bit. Sweet life out. I think it does wick up. And I think that would enter that trade. I mean, I am super tempted to do it, in fairness. Put your money where your mouth is, 2-bit. Money where your mouth is, 2-bit. But every time I do this, then I just get freaked out on Sunday trades and I end up losing it. Although I think we called it last Sunday and we got it right. I kind of feel like it is. As long as you can stomach the volatility, which we're giving a potential about $1,000 there. As a potential. So yeah, we'd be going in at what? 62,010. Do it on a 6x leverage. Take profit is the low end at 60,000. And stop loss 63,000. So I mean that trade's all right. I mean, like you said, it's not the biggest margin in the world. So if you're on an 8x leverage, entry at 62,010, you're getting basically a 2 to 1 ratio if you were using BitUnix here. I'm just setting this trade up if I was going to take it. So again, the stop loss would, the take profit at 60,000, the low end, that's going to net 300, 63 being the stop loss 147. So actually on a 6x leverage, that's not the worst trade I've ever seen in my entire life. And again, I think you could get that wick on the market opens. It feels like it, but let's see how the market builds out. Well, not me. I have the wide enough. Well, not me. I have the wide enough stop. We're all going to get wrecked on this. I mean, I'm not telling you to trade it, by the way. I'm not saying you should do it, but yeah, mine's 63.7. Yeah, I mean, what margin are you on, though? I mean, that would be using 1,500 margin. So yeah, you can set 62.7k stop loss. I mean, yeah, could do. That would be, that's $100. That's a 3 to 1. I mean, that's better, I guess. 62.7. What you go from here? Go from this previous high here. I mean, I guess you could even say if you were trading with higher margin, you could, higher leverage, you could go there as you stop above the previous wick. The problem, I think, on a Sunday, I think other days of the week that'd be fine. Sunday, this could wick. This could easily wick here, couldn't it? Good, man. Do we think it wicks to 63? I mean, let's take a look at the futures market and see what that does look like. BTC 200k, Duvalofang 12. I don't know what it means, but so I'm going to say, do I think that it could hit 2,000 into 2026? No, is my answer. I think it'll be back over it. I think it'll be back above 6 figures by the end of the year, but I don't. 200k by the end of the year is mental. That is mental. I'll be happy for 100k by the end of the year. That's my view. So futures market looks pretty bearish. Shenzhen down 2%. You've got, look at this. Look at South Korea, man. 5%. XRP might absolutely tank, by the way. I mean, it's a really weak link between the two, but the Hang Seng. So lots of, I mean, the market's going to freak the fuck out when it opens. Definitely. Look at the NASDAQ, negative 4%. Yeah, feels like market open is going to be wild. Feels like you're going to get one of two options. And I know people will go, but feels like, I mean, my gut says I think commodities are going to dump and then rally back in. I think BTC pumps and then dumps. My TP is 57.9, so it's good risk to reward. And I am hedged long. Interesting. I'm long ENA, but that's really small size. I want to buy it lower. Yeah, fair play. Mavis says yes, amen. Is it your day if you need? Okay, Casey, can you take care of that? Oh, boom! Just like that's what happens when you come in and you're a chopper. Casey takes you out. TP is 59.7 on a short, yeah. Stop loss at 62.5. All right, yeah. Okay, cool. Good. I mean, yeah, you could take it there, couldn't you? You could take that there. All right, so yeah, CNN. Futures markets definitely look a little bit bearish. Liquidations continue to come in. Let's take a look really quickly here at the heat map. Just to get a flavor here of I guess what I mean, look, where's that liquidity going to be? 62.7. Ooh, 62.4. Yeah, I mean, so look at that from a liquidity perspective, that starts to get pretty interesting as well, right? I think I did it the wrong way then for you guys on TikTok. I'm sorry. Oh, no, I didn't. I did it the right way. Noob. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. 61.1 to the downside, although we didn't take it out on the previous wick down earlier on today. Upside 62.4. So they may wick this up, take the 62.4, and then come back down and take out the lows here in the short term. What I would say right now, given this market though, is you've got to be really mindful trading like the 15-minute and the 5-minute chart. Like be mindful. I'm way more interested in like the hourly chart. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It just gives you a little bit less, you know, psychological damage, if that makes sense. If we don't get a fast recovery, or even if we do it, possibly not the bottom, but we can reverse trend. Yeah, I agree. Well, I think this week becomes really, really important because that's going to define, in my view, what the market's going to do. Do we see another red candle? Another red candle means we potentially could retest it. Now, another red candle as well, all of them will come out. Everyone will come out being like, oh, the bear market's not over. Like, we're going down. Remember, bear markets last 12 months as well. We're about 8 months into this one as well. So, you know, there is potentially, from a timelines perspective, a bit more movement that could go as well. Oh man, I put a Crip Row. What the hell is Crip Row, bro? What is Crip Row? There we go. There we go. Yes, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Like how quickly people have just completely changed their narrative. This is the end. Bitcoin will bottom. Crypto is done. I mean, like, I don't want to hate on Altcoin Daily because I kind of quite like them, but they put a video out the other day saying like, generational wealth or something. Or biggest wealth transfer in history 6 days ago. It's over. It's over. Get out. Man, some people are super cooked right now. I like altcoin data as well, by the way, but yeah, that's how you can tell. Like that's how like markets can. That's how markets can kind of really kind of whip up this narrative. Like, why do you think so many people thought the market was super bullish? The narrative got whipped up. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's going to be absolutely fine. Like the bottom's already in. Da 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 da. People are just naive. People don't want to put the work in. Hi, were you also short Ethereum? What's your entry price? I mean, ETH is probably another one. I mean, if BTC is going to curl over, then yeah. So ETH not giving us the same sort of signal right now. ETH has kind of been counter-trending BTC right now. But, I mean, yeah, there's just a real bit of volatility here with Ethereum right now. So, I mean, you could argue and say, yeah, the same could be said. Now, again, what you have to be careful of on Ethereum, though, in my opinion, and we've seen this pattern play out before on the 4 hour. Look at this. Cup and handle, retest the 618 or the 0.5. ETH might bounce here, which I know people go, well, Tubit, that's insane. How can Bitcoin retrace and ETH bounce? But, I mean, it could be wild. Yeah, look at this. So there it is, down to the 0.5 Fibonacci, bounced off. ETH might rally a little bit. Might. If I was looking to short this, by the way, I'm probably going to come in at about 1648, maybe even the high that came in on this one at around 1672, and then down. That'd be probably where I'd be at. If I was to short 1660, man, $8 difference between your price target and mine. Fat Sonic, that means we're connected, bro. That means we're on the same wavelength, and it gives us some confidence we're both looking at the same thing. So you look at the right thing. But yeah, I think ETH might give a little bit more up. But watch out. I think ETH's super volatile at the minute. BTC feels like it's following the similar pattern that we've always seen it, in my opinion. Wick to the downside or upside coming. I mean, it's hard to say, really. It's hard to say. If I was to hazard a guess, let's think about what happened last week when we were live streaming it. We got a gold dump and a Bitcoin pump, didn't we? So gold, silver, commodities look like they are going to dump, all right? That looks like what's going to happen. So they look like they're going to give up, which means you could argue for a BTC pump at market opens. But I mean, this is why I'm kind of not trading it. If I was going to trade it, I'd want to give myself loads of headroom because, yeah, but my gut feeling based on what I set up on that Bitcoin, I think gold and silver are going to dump at market open. And I think Bitcoin wicks, but I then think they probably end up reversing. Wouldn't surprise me if silver and gold end up flat for the day as well, by the way. Well, when New York opens, we get the wicks to the both sides. Yeah, my excuse me, my personal opinion, by the way, is I just wouldn't trade it. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. At the minute, I'm not in any trades. I don't have any trades open. Nothing. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Upside down, inside out. Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. It's all a bit wild right now, but I think a lot will be defined by what gold and the metals market does, which I think then defines what happens with BTC. But look, we'll stick around. There's enough people here. If you're enjoying the content, by the way, don't forget, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high. If you're new here as well, do hit the subscribe button. We are grinding away. Like I said, we're trying to make sure you get some really good value out of this channel. If you haven't seen my videos, I highly recommend watching them. I'm covering XRP, XLM, HBAR, all your favorite top altcoins. Not so much Bitcoin content, but again, always worth it if you are interested in the altcoin market. We'll diverge into some Ondo and coins that I think are going to do pretty well. But yeah, if you want to keep up to date with all of those, particularly, then head over to the YouTube channel or simply tubecrypto.com. You can get all of my latest videos, latest live streams. You've got the trading group over here. If you're a project, you can book some promotional work with me. Again, have a look. We also have all the indicators and some exclusive deals that we can get with some, like the BitUnix one's crazy. It's 50% rebate on your deposits. Like, that's fucking wild right now. And then you can click here, look, it takes you all the way over to my YouTube channel. You can get all the latest content, like, you know, stick in, keep dialed into the market. Like I say, we're absolutely kind of trying to do the right thing, kind of keeping you guys plugged into the market. And yeah, hopefully you guys can keep very much on what's happening. Man, thumbnails are actually pretty good right now. They used to be terrible, but they're on. Okay. Kurt, thanks, man. I appreciate it, buddy. I'm doubling my shorts, but it's okay. There's always some doubt. I see everything set up. That's it. I've already watching crypto channels this weekend. I know it's crashing. I don't need to watch them. Yeah, I mean, it's why I watched one earlier on, and again, I'm not going to say which one it was, and they literally just commentated on what happened. They were like, "Oh, Bitcoin price, it's gone down, but the good news is we're probably going to consolidate, and then we're potentially going to go down, but we might go back up again. But Bitcoin right now, it's going down." You're like, it's like watching the weather and they tell you what happened yesterday. You're like, I literally know what happened yesterday. I got wet because it rained. It's like, come on. Kurt, thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're here 6 days a week. I don't live stream Saturdays, but I live stream every other day of the week, keeping you guys plugged in. Kamal says, what do you think about Sui? I'm down so much. Man, Sui's a difficult one, in fairness. I've got a couple of buy prices here on Sui that I looked at. It triggered the first buy and the second buy price. So this hit both of them. I am DCAing into Sui just with a little bit of a small amount, not loads. Look, I mean, loads of people are kind of like, well, Sui went down, the networks. I think they need to find its narrative a little bit, and any successful chain feels like it's got the DeFi sort of area going. Don't forget, you've got coins like Zcash that their protocol's been compromised. So I just think the Sui might go down a little bit further. That's the only thing. Again, this is the low that I had here, 57. But so far, I mean, these price levels, by the way, you can see where these price levels got set. We set these months and months ago, and they've hit perfectly on these. So yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say is I'm not as bullish as I used to be. I mean, I bought some about 80 cents, sold it when it wicked to like $2 or whatever it was. I'm probably not as crazy bullish as I was on Sui, only because I've heard who has been buying it, right? Raoul Pal. And by the way, I'm not hating on Raoul Pal. Feels like I'm just attacking loads of people tonight. I'm not. But he's been wrong on quite a few bits, actually, which is kind of interesting. I've started watching a few other different people and researching just loads of stuff myself. And yeah, I think this whole ISM narrative was nonsense. As much as I talked about it and sort of tried to broke in and understand it a little bit, I didn't really know what I was kind of really diving into. I could kind of get it from a business cycle perspective, but yeah. We'll see. Thoughts on Illuvium? All-time high almost 3K and now around $3. Yeah, I would argue, Doug, I think that is probably done and never going back anywhere near its previous all-time high. I think we've looked at this before. I feel like you might have asked us to look at it before. But yeah, I think if I'm honest, anything that's done that, bro, is literally nuked. So there's no way on this earth I would touch it. No way on this earth. Due to the yield reward mechanism, there's a difference between our CMC and Illuvium. Yeah, I mean, if you're investing in this right now, that is literally the worst idea I think you could possibly have. Look, I mean, that is a goblin town if I've ever seen one. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not trading Sui yet. Consolidation is bad. We need deep V recovery, baby. Well, I mean, someone was talking about the V-shaped recovery. I can't think who it was now. I was watching someone's channel there, like V-shaped recovery's in. It's kind of wild, right? It's kind of wild. But, yeah. Right. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. It feels like it's... thoughts on Solana? Yeah, I'm DCing on Solana. I'm buying it. Don't forget, you can stake Solana. People who are not staking Solana, you are missing out. Get 6% reward on your Solana just by maintaining the blockchain. So, yeah, I mean, we were buying Solana at $8, so my DCA price on Solana is amazing. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's... I mean, I'm confident Solana is going to do some decent numbers this year. Again, we'll have to see, though. I think it's a while away yet, personally. What is that? If XRP moons, Mike, will you get a pass to watch Duran Duran in Vegas? Yeah, 100%. And I'll take some people with me. Sorry, I have two phones set up, and I can't actually see the comment on my other phone that you put because it's not a filter comment. Casey, can you see filter comments or not? I don't know if you can see them or not. Yeah. Look at the Fed March recovery on Bitcoin. I mean, yeah. I mean, that was a big week. The thing with this though is this felt like a different capitulation, didn't it? Like this sell off here in February was so different to what I think now. Like that's why I just think this is like a bit of a weird one, really. But yeah, I think so. I get a feeling Sui is a VC pump and dump. Yeah, maybe Casper is coming for Sui. Someone told me about Casper the other day that it keeps rallying. Is it still going? Is Casper coming back? Oh no, 3 cents. I mean, it's coming back a little bit, I guess. It's coming back a little bit. Jamie Dimon says the banks will fight and start their own chain. Will this affect altcoins? I mean, Jamie Dimon and Co already use their own blockchains. They already have their own coin as well. Will it affect altcoins? No, because they're not. What you got to understand is what they're trying to do is grab a traditional finance market. What wrecks the altcoin market, which is what we saw a little bit this year, is more altcoins. That's the problem. So a bank, CBDC, and anything like that, I don't necessarily think wrecks the altcoin market. It might even support it if they can bring liquidity into the market. That's the big thing. Some coins have better marketing than others. Hype is legit, seemingly. Yeah, I mean, Hype feels like a good coin to be certainly looking at. I mean, we were talking about this for a while, weren't we? Hype's now sitting at, what, $58? I mean, I still think this probably gives up a little bit more. Just my personal opinion, by the way. Just my personal opinion. But, I think Hype does give a little bit more up. I think it could wick down. How far? I don't know. I mean, that would be the previous short, $54, potentially. Any thoughts on XLM? Looks like it can dump more. Or is it always following BTC? No, XLM had a rough day yesterday. I feel like it just dumped by itself. Where is it? Down 4%. The problem with XLM is it had this massive pump. Now, it's coming back down to support levels here right now. So, again, the 21 moving average here with the 200. So, arguably, XLM may get a reversal here on the daily. May get a reversal. By the way, there's some pretty good stuff coming on with XLM. You can catch that over here on the Dribble Crypto channel. I talked about it. HBAR's latest update. XLM as well. I'll go over there because I'm talking about that and some of the stuff that's going on with it. But yeah, I mean, XLM might reverse. I think it's going to be a really interesting market up. And that's why we'll stick about for it because, yeah, I think you could get. I think what's interesting is when you look at BTC dominance, for example, it's actually been going down and feels like it's rolling over. Look at the performance of some of these altcoins. Solana's up 2% against Bitcoin, BNB at 1.7 against BTC. These are where you can start to argue for an altcoin move as opposed to being Bitcoin driven because altcoins against BTC being upside, that's kind of good stories. We haven't seen that for ages. It's always been the other way around. We've always seen Bitcoin outperform altcoins. So we're finally getting a little bit more kind of what we want to see, really. Kind of what we want to see, which is why I think this is going to be a really interesting market open and a really interesting week ahead of us. What's everyone thinking about XRP? Still more downside to come? I mean, XRP, I kind of talked on my video. XRP, again, is really interesting and arguably is now correlating a little bit to the Bitcoin price, which for a long time people were like, nah, but look at that. Look at Bitcoin and look at XRP, which, like I said, those people telling you that don't worry about it, the altcoin disconnect is fine. Look at it. It's not like everything is like tracking the same thing. Like you can drop Ethereum on here. Like loads of it's like just going crazy. Pick another one. I mean, Solana's always been kind of counter trend, right? Always been counter trend. I mean, kind of slightly better, but not much. Look how crazy these are. I mean, Solana's had a slightly better move than some of the other coins, but yeah. Everything right now is driven by what BTC does. As much as people want you to think that it's not, it is. So if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins are going to dump. It's just like as simple as that. I love the fact that the chat just blocked pegged then. That's kind of hilarious. Looking to buy gaming tokens seems IMX the better choice over Illuvium. I want a good gaming token before gaming starts trending again. I mean, yeah. I think you're away. I think there's a little bit though. I'm not hearing any hype about any sort of gaming tokens. What do you think about Near Protocol? Yeah, I think Near Protocol's been doing pretty well, in fairness. It's been having a decent rally. Now, again, arguably, is this the bottom in for Near Protocol? Maybe. Again, look at the broader market. What's the broader market going to do? Because that's what you want to know. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of got a good narrative. It's an OG like 21 coiner, isn't it? But might have a decent move. Gaming tokens are so weird, they make no sense when they move. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. I mean, that's why I think AVAX may have a bit of a relief move. You know, whether it does or not, I guess is a different debate, but we'll see. I think whenever you've got AI, I feel gaming tokens will always be a struggle, to be honest. But yeah. Callie, what's going on, man? Said if it dumps, we buy more for the long run. I mean, that's true. Yeah, I mean, go back to the start of the stream. That's what I was talking about. DCAing, but taking the emotion out of that DCA and just have it happen. What's going on, Alvin? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Alvin. Alvin, I need a laptop sending. I need a laptop sending. Who the hell do I think I am? I do need a laptop, though. I need like an on-the-go kind of laptop. I need to buy a new computer. That's definitely what I need to do. But I need a laptop. I don't know if you can provide one to the UK, by the way. I'm not sure. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you as always. I'll sell you on half price. Like it, Alvin. You G. Love that. I still think we should make crumpets and ranch. See, that's the problem, though. That's where you're wrong, Alvin. A lot of things I think you're very good at, and one of them is not supplying crumpets with any kind of topping. Butter, I will excuse peanut butter occasionally. That's about as far as it goes. Ranch dressing, you need to get your head checked out. Absolutely mental. Right, what about Ondo? Ondo is an interesting one. They keep building. There seems like there's loads of infrastructure coming, but price looks terrible. Now, what I would say, though, is Ondo is kind of starting to become a little bit spicy. All right. Now, it depends if it breaks below this, then we might be in the shitter house. But yeah, what Ondo tends to do is this long, elongated move. We see this for ages, and then it gets a breakout. So what do I think Ondo's going to do? Chop sideways for about another 3 months, probably, and then get a breakout. But I do like Ondo. Nutella, yeah, okay, I'll let you have Nutella on a crumpet as well. Still a bit weird, but yeah, I'll accept Nutella on a crumpet. But I think what's important with Ondo is it still keeps building. I just think people like, I don't know why people don't like Ondo. I think there's a lot in terms of their big sell-off. They've had a lot of kind of breakdowns and a lot of problems a little bit. But yeah, I mean, from a tokenized perspective, there is good news. I think what you need to see with Ondo is the whole RWA narrative. And I think that'll come with like a big announcement. All right. So, I mean, they've had a few that have come in, not loads. So, you know, if you take a look, for example, with Ondo, they've had a Bank of America. You know, look at this, for example. You know, latest tokenization news, America's biggest bank plans to tokenize deposits. JP Morgan, Citi, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo, alongside 12 other banks plan to launch tokenized deposits. MasterCard announced the use of stablecoins. Goldman Sachs launching tokenized real estate. Citi releasing tokenization 2030 report. And you've got Ondo tokenized stocks will soon be usable as collateral on Ondo perps. Pretty interesting. So, yeah, I think the Ondo conversation, I just think people are a bit like, I don't really trust it. I'm going to buy XLM, HBAR, Algorand. Like, I just don't think people really understand what Ondo's doing. I think they think a lot of it's hype. A lot of it is like DeFi protocol, you know, bullishness, whereas they need to understand a little bit what's going on there. What about XMR? I mean, the Monero story is an interesting one, right? Monero is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting right now. I think the problem you've got is, whenever you've got Zcash doing 20%, I feel like Monero doesn't really have the story. Don't forget, it's a super crazy decentralized security protocol that you have to have certain wallets to use and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, yeah, I'm a bit like, not sure about it. I mean, will it pump? Probably. You know, will it get some good news or some security protocol news? Yeah, probably as well. But Mouse, I think it's a good shout, by the way. Chainlink, I like Chainlink. Missed it last coin. But, yeah, I mean, look, can XMR move? Probably. I think Zcash is definitely the degen play. I mean, that is wow. Imagine you've got you got it 251, man. You're like $200 up already. That's kind of crazy. I think, though, this will probably come back down again. This is like FOMO, degen, Lunar Classic kind of crazy stuff, which, by the way, is up 4%. It's kind of interesting. Seems Airwave got attacked to post Command Cap yesterday. Yeah, did Airwave got attacked a while back? I can't remember. XMR is true privacy if you run your own node, but it has the same problem as Zcash. That is not a verifiable supply. Yeah, exactly. And the whole Zcash problem. I mean, I don't know if they've come out and gone, yeah, no, we checked it. It's absolutely fine. It probably wouldn't surprise me if they've done that, by the way. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Why has Michael Saylor just put a post out saying 32? Do you reckon he's buying back the Bitcoin he sold? I mean, that would be proper DCAing. Saylor's DCAing. That's wild. Get it, Saylor. Yeah, look at this. 14 seconds ago. Buy back, a true DCA play. Congrats. Love that. Get it, Sailor. Buying back the 32 BTC. Honestly, we'll buy BCH. That's just my coin of preference. There you go. I try and mine BCH, but not in like a weird way. BTC USD sell now. TP and SL in the bio. All right, good. Go and get your own audience, bro. Come on, like shilling in someone else's live is weird. It's weird, man. BCH is cool. I'm just not a fan of everyone who had BTC go for. Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of wild. I can't imagine there's that much left, if I'm honest. What is it at right now, by the way? BCH 222. I mean, it's not the worst price in the world. Not the worst price in the world. I mean, Canton had a nice move today, but has given up a lot of its gains, which is kind of wild, right? Kind of wild. So, yeah, right. Where are we at? 22.17. Keep your eyes on the prize. BTC got to 61,986. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild, in fairness. Oh. Look how close. I mean, did that... Oh, God's sake. Would that have wicked into that price? Are we saying that would have bought... Oh, no. Look at that. Look at that. It was just shy by about 10 bucks. We missed the entry by 10 bucks. Imagine that. Imagine you miss a trade like that for 10 bucks. I mean, I'm not actually trading this because I don't want to trade right now because I'm obviously live streaming, but yeah. Interesting. I have an alert around 100 bucks. I will go hard on BCH if it actually hits that. I mean, yeah, if it gets to that point. If it gets to that point. Got to combat fiat one way. That's one asset person I believe in. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. Right. Okay. Where are we at? We are wicking back up again. Yeah, BTC definitely feels like it wants to get hold of this trade, which is kind of interesting. So the market open we'll keep an eye out for. Like I said, BTC, gold -3, silver -6, S&P down 2.5, stock market looking newt. Means that this market open is going to be pretty interesting, I reckon. Going to be pretty interesting. Thoughts on Tau? Some predictions say 15,000 this bull run. What the yeah, they're insane. 15 grand on tap. These are the people that you should instantly unsubscribe to if anyone watches them. Like, this is kind of what winds me up about, like, social media. And probably, I mean, people might say it's jealousy. I don't know. I like to think that I try and put good content out that actually is based on facts, not just random hype. And other people can be like, oh, Tau's going to $15,000 a coin. Like, get involved. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? So, do I think it goes to 15,000? No, it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, I do own some Tau, by the way, and I think it'll do very well. But yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily get into the world of 15 grand. I think that'll be insane. I mean, we could look at it. I mean, Tau, you'd have to look at a broader time scale here on the daily and take it from an extended Fibonacci, which you can sort of take it from. I mean, it'd have to be a bit of a weird one, wouldn't it? So take it from the low to the high, down to the low. The 1618, 5. I mean, this is kind of where you're at right now. 572, potentially 1618. Anything I would argue between this range probably is where historically we've seen markets move to, which is around, you know, anything between 572 and 811 could be a decent price prediction for Tau. Could be. Could be. I mean, you could argue, I mean, if you did it here, look, so you'd say the low point to the high, down to the low. 1618 previous was around here, look, back in 2024, so. Yeah, I mean, I think it could do all right. Like I say, I own Tau. I sold World a bit financial and bought Tau. And so therefore, I think it could have a decent rally and could then give us that. But, I'm not really super crazy on it. I want to see some big build outs. I mean, it'd be good. I think what would be good for like Tau would be getting something to do with like Nvidia or, Meta and investing heavily again into AI, like some sort of AI confirmation bias, i.e. TradFi is buying you know, into Tau or has partnered with Tau or has built a subnet on Tau or something like that. That would be kind of what I'd want to see. About 4 months, Mouse, if you assume that it stays the same as it always has done. If XRP moons before December, I'm inviting you to a bar in Pattaya. It's called Ripple. Nice. I'm there. 100%. 100%. That's why I want to go full time in crypto so I can do stuff like that. Like, people keep asking me, oh, like, are you coming to this conference? Are you coming to this blockchain event? And I always have to say no, because I'm normally having to go and do a 12-hour day job. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down for doing all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, look, half of the community coin is, half it's down. Is Hotcoin, Hotcoin is definitely done. It's definitely done. Definitely done, Alvin. All those celebrity coins are done. So, I mean, again, whether we'll get them in 2027's bull market, I don't know. But, yeah, it's well, I had to remove Willoughby Financial from one list and refuse to look at it, even if it makes me laugh. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. That's true. As BTC didn't reach the highs expected on the bull run, maybe it won't reach the expected lows either. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why I'm 55 to 60%. If you assume that previous cycles have always been between 80 and 77%, then yeah, we should go to about 40k, but that's why I don't think we get that low, because I think you have diminishing returns, and I think you have ETFs that hold so much Bitcoin. It's like they're not going to wreck their clients, are they? So they'll only sell for a certain part, which, I mean, I think that selling might be coming to an end. I mean, ETFs did actually see a significant outflow, about 1.2 billion, I think it was last week. So, you know, we might see a little bit more, but we're not going to see the lows, I think, that we historically have seen as a percentage basis. What do you mean? I'm screwed with Trump. I mean, don't forget, the Trump coin's got a long way to go before they're out of office. I do feel like they probably will pump it again, but yeah. I mean, if I was to be really, really pragmatic, I would say that probably holding Trump coin is probably better than holding Pepe coin, only because you've got the president of the United States that is linked to the Trump coin. Pepe, we don't even know what it is, other than some founders dumped billions of Pepe at some point in a while back. So, yeah, it's still both difficult. That's the challenge, though. Memes are hard, man. Like the DeFi space, the new project space, they're hard. Got to get in, get your money, and get the hell out of there. Like, don't be held in the bag, because you are going to get wrecked. That's just my personal opinion. So we did put a red candle there on the last hour. So this is going to be kind of interesting to see what BTC does there, and see if we get the wick up. Yeah, I hope Melania pumps. Maybe. Yeah, I'm down for it, Willow. Yeah, for sure. Save me a seat, man. Hopefully, I'll pay everything in XRP. We'll open a tab and just be like, yeah, it's all coming in XRP, baby. I bought the dip again. Thanks, Dream Elements. Good shout out. I only bought one Trump coin and I sold it. Because, I mean, I did all right on Trump, in fairness. Like, it was probably the biggest DGen move I've done. And I bought 5 figures of Trump and did all right. I didn't make as much as I probably should have done, but I made a good amount. But then I bought Melania coin and got scammed. So I lost about half of that. But like I said, I always say you can lose money as long as you learn from why and how you lost it. Yeah, I got screwed on Libra coin. Yeah, I got absolutely shafted on that. Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a bad one. Libra was bad. Libra was bad, actually. But that's it. Yeah, I don't mess around with any other memes. I can't be bothered. As in any other celebrity meme coins. They're all a massive scam, so yeah. Didn't bother. Game memes right now is still even. Coins have huge gains and bottom ones. I mean, look, there is an argument out there. We talked about a couple here on the channel. We talked about LOA coin that we talked about at like 700k market cap, went to $8 million market cap. If you didn't sell though at 8 million, you're insane. Like, you are literally insane. Like, you should be definitely selling on your way up. We talked about another one that was Tape. That did pretty well as well, albeit very micro market cap. I think we talked about it at like 4k, wick to 41k. So 10x, however you look at it. So yeah, it's finding the ones that are going to be good, and they're always a risk. It's always a risk. Always a risk. This entire game's a risk. It's about risk management, in my opinion. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. And if you don't, then, you know, you kind of take the rough with the smooth. That is the challenge, isn't it? That's kind of what you got to be careful of, and, you know, ultimately kind of work through the broader market. You win some, you lose some. That's kind of where it is. That's kind of where it is. BlackRock is still going to sell more BTC come Monday. So you all better watch them long positions, not financial, just saying check all the day. I mean, if you can see the chart here, this is a short position. So I'm absolutely in the complete and utter opposite to where I think the market is. If I was taking a trade, we'd be short in the market right now. Was Libra Coin the one associated? Yes, that was it. Tomato P, who got acquitted, I think, of any wrongdoing, which is also kind of crazy. But yeah, I guess that's just life, isn't it? I guess that's just life. But yeah, that was they were a bad time. They were a bad time. I learned a while ago to never sleep on a meme coin. Get in and get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Never go to bed on a meme coin. I mean, I don't like going to bed with trades unless, like I said, I've got low margin and low leverage. So, but you got to be careful. XRP, Flare, BTC, and Trump will maybe not Trump. Yeah, I mean, I think we're probably near the bottom as well. And again, from a technical standpoint, we are. The other thing to think, I heard someone talking about this, and I don't know how that I look at this. I'm assuming maybe it's on here, actually. Let's take a look on this chart, which is the number of coins on chain in a loss. Like, I don't even know where to find that information, but I am curious about it. I think it was Blockchain Backer that was talking about it, which I thought was interesting, which was like how many coins are in a loss. Like the on-chain data. Is that, can we find that somewhere? Anyone know? I thought it was interesting data. There is a CME gap around 48,000. That's a lot of liquidity down there. Yeah, true. That is true as well. Swift coin. I mean, the hype is there. I think I said this the last time we took a look at it. It needs to do something, though. There's got to be some announcement, some partnership, some reason for integration or something. Rather than just the assumption that it's going to do something well. But oh, I'm such a noob. I'm such a noob. Bruh. I'm such a noob. That we can find that data. No, 2-bit. 2-bit's a noob. Oh man, this is horrible. Let me turn that to dark. Okay. Can I change the asset though? What is that? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. So the MVRV is exactly that, isn't it? Oh, I'm such a noob. Some people in the live here been oh yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Kay says, what is your take profit? Oh, I'm not sure. If I was taking it, would be below the previous week, 59,500. But I'm probably not going to take that trade. Spike was another rug, really. Yeah, it's been 14 years with crypto and utility coins and going bye. What? The digestive business. Yeah, 2-bit is a noob. I am actually a noob. So the MVRV indicator is literally that. God, I'm such a. I just feel like I've never seen it for other coins. You can get it for Bitcoin. MVRV for. Let's have a look at XRP. There must be somewhere I can just look at this. Oh, there it is. Please tell me I don't have to sign into this. It's going to be so annoying. Oh, you are shitting me right now. Use the advanced plan to look at this. Bro, come on. You can't bring them up on here, can you? I don't think. MVRV. No, unless it's like an indicator. Could you indicate MVRV? So the MVR. Oh, we can. Oh, bro. Oh, that doesn't help us, though, does it? Does that help us? I feel like that doesn't help us. Does that help us? All right, maybe it kind of does. How? I mean, this is feels like that's just more confusing. I love theoretical trades. This is how you learn. Yeah. How long before we live in a cashless society? But it won't matter because we all held XRP. I mean, let's hope so. Meme coins are to crypto as TY Beanie Babies are to collectibles. Oh dear. XCN. Why is it doing this? Why have it all of a sudden got crazy lines all over my chart? What is going on here, people? Let's get that off. XCN. What have we got? Half an hour until the market's open. XCN. Man, where is that? XTC. Do I not have XCN on here? I thought I did. Oh, there, look. Thought I did. XCN right now is yeah, I mean look at that. Literally, we should have shorted this. Remember, we looked at it here and was like, oh man, we should probably short this in fairness. Man, look at that. That would have just been an absolute dominating short. Holy crap. That would have been great, wouldn't it? 50% retracement. I'll take that every day of the week. Algorand, Johnny, I kind of like Algorand in fairness. Feels like it. Oh, that's ARZ. Feels like it's bouncing back a little bit as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't own any Algorand, but yeah, feels like this might give a little bit up. We'll have to see. But I do like it. I think it'll do well. I think HBAR, XLM, XDC, all that kind of stuff will probably do pretty well. Will probably do pretty well, I think. So, yeah. Man, this is so annoying that I can't just look at this chart. Zebek. I think Zebek's a bit wild. I mean, it's counter trends the market, so it's kind of like it's an interesting one to do when the rest of the market looks rubbish. I don't own any. I did own some, and I just couldn't do with it being the counter trend, so I got rid of it. Basically, is the short answer. Right, MVRV. Man, it's just it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense, and you can't find the MVRV stuff. I feel like you need to find a decent indicator for here, and put it on there. Because the MVRV, it's which ones are the best ones. It's like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. It doesn't make any sense. But MVRV essentially is telling us what the measured value versus the realized value is. That tells you like whether people are underwater or not. We can look at it. In fact, we can probably look at it on BTC, which I think we've done. I don't think I can look at it on any of the coins though, which is kind of winding me up. But if I looked at, yeah, so if I did short-term holders on MVRV, it'll tell us how many Bitcoin held by short-term holders is in a loss or a profit. So you look, oh, come on. What am I doing here? So it's like, yeah, 0.8, whatever the measure is here. I'm not quite sure what it is, but yeah, basically it's as low as we were back in February. So there's a lot of coins in loss. All right. But yeah, I need to try to find out where that is actually and see kind of how you do that. Right. Tough markets, better to watch most times. Yeah, I'm not taking it on, but BNB looks like it could short. Bet you think gold will crash. I think gold in the pre-markets look like it is. Any thoughts on render? We've looked at render before. I don't like it. If I'm honest. I think the chart looks wrecked. And I think GPU AI stuff, the problem you've got is the AI narrative is going to take over the GPU stuff. It's a bit like, why would you need it? So yeah, your investors will sell gold to buy space X tomorrow. I mean, maybe. What is it? 12. I mean, Binance have just launched something to do with it, haven't they? The SpaceX IPO. I mean, it's going to be pretty wild. Like, let's not kid ourselves. That SpaceX IPO is going to be mental. Mental. In fact, let me ask Chat GPT, where can I find the details for coins under the recent buy price in crypto? Usually the MVRV. I want the actual number. Altcoins. But I see gold as long tear off your money. I mean, maybe long term, but yeah, biggest failure ever. Do you reckon X space? What the hell is X space? Man, it's all behind. I think it's all behind UTXO. UTXO realized price distribution shows at which points the current set of Bitcoins were created, i.e. each bar the amount of existing Bitcoins the last movement. But I want to see it for everything. Realized price distribution. Okay, what the hell is this? Does this help us? Oh man, it's so bright. Does this help us? All right. Does this give us what we want? That's the big question right now. This is volume though. It's volume. Oh, I see. Volume and price. So the mean average right now is 60,771. But it doesn't actually distribute. It doesn't show me the distribution, does it? Ethos, Sol, long term, both. I have both of them. SpaceX private buyers need them retail sellers to come in. That's the only reason why it's so high valuation, in my opinion. Wait for about a week, see how much. Oh yeah, I mean, I think it could definitely pull back as well. Yeah, for sure, for sure. MVRV score. Negative 0.21. Yeah, but it doesn't tell me how many coins are the bad coins. This seems like a cool website, by the way. Realized price distribution. Is that what we were just looking at? Yeah, it was. Dynamic range. Coins days destroyed. Bitcoin days destroyed is a metric that offers information that can be instrumental in forecasting bullish market periods. The metric aims to quantify Bitcoin activity by merging the number of coins moved and the time that they have remained inactive. Okay, that's interesting. They are going to retail over so bad in this space. Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, I'm definitely not touching it. Definitely not touching it. So, yeah, it's volume, though. I don't want to see volume. Unless I'm reading this wrong. And I don't know if anyone can advance on what I'm looking at, but yeah. Realized price distribution. Realized profit and loss. Addresses. Just all Bitcoin this though, isn't it? What if I don't want Bitcoin? Staying away from, yeah, I mean, I'm probably the same. Probably the same. Oh my God, this whole signing in stuff is like the most annoying thing in the world. Spot average buy. I'll have to try and find where this is. Like MVRV ratio, realized price, UTXO age bands. But apparently I need to sign in. So let me just sign in. I think I'm going to go long on SPXC. If it flushes liquidity first, you can see the chart moving. I mean, maybe. I mean, we put that one on there the other day. It's 170. I mean, it's not horrendous as a launch. Bear in mind, that was at like, what, 200 or something when we first put it on there, I think. I feel like it was like 200 anyway. So realized, does this make any sense to people? So realized price, UTXO age bands. I think it won't come out. Okay, so I can't see the history. So this tells us where BTC is right now. So the orange line tells us that the average price of Bitcoin that's been held between 6 to 12 months, which is 103,000 Bitcoin, is... Or is that the price? Is that the price? So the average price for anyone that's held Bitcoin between 6 and 12 months is $103,000. Or is that the amount? No, that must be the amount, right? It must be the amount, surely. Realized price, age bands, breaks down Bitcoin's aggregated realized price into cohort-specific cost bases, displaying the average price at which each group of UTXOs last moved on-chain. Each band represents its realized price of coins that have been dormant within the specific time window from recently transacted output. Okay, so yeah, so the last time 6 to 12 month coins were sold, their average price was 103,000. Right, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what's this one down here then? So this is the lowest. So look at that. That's crazy, right? 10-year plus $111. That's wild. Den says we need some good news. Yeah, I could see that. I'll be here Wednesday to watch it if it launches Thursday, I believe. Yeah, it did. Stream, I don't look at it anymore. I just auto buy small amounts and check occasionally. There we go. Look at the funding rates. What's the funding rates going to tell us? That's going to tell us what people are trading, right? Funding rates just tell you what people are trading. Doesn't tell you what prices are. I was curious. What I was looking at was the hi, crypto's badly gone down. Yeah, it's collapsed. But once it collapses, you always know what happens afterwards. Unless you Peter Schiff, then you think it goes to zero. But everyone knows what happens after the Bitcoin price dumps. It goes up. So funding rate is bullish right now, albeit very, very marginally. But yeah, technically, funding rates are bullish. I mean, that's why I think maybe we get a pump off the market opened, followed by a pretty sharp decline. We'll have to see. Like I said, it's tempted to take the trade. I'm not taking the trade. I'm not advocating for either you or anyone else to do it. You've got to make your own decisions and do your own thing. But BTC does look like it is about to roll over, though, doesn't it? Which is almost kind of interesting as well. 4-hour RSI looks cooked a little. Yeah. Yeah, definitely feels like it is. Gotta go. Glad I tuned in. Great show. Hey, man, thanks so much. Don't forget, we'll be back live tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. We'd love to have you here, giving your thoughts and your views, man, so I appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the love, and tell your friends, all right? But yeah, have a good day, man. Thank you so much. Does anyone actually listen to Peter Schiff? I don't think so. I think he's just there. Always there. Always in the background. Always feeling a little bit weird. So yeah, shout out to all the TikTok fan, by the way. One of the biggest streams I've had on TikTok for ages. 2,500 people have viewed this stream on TikTok. So shout out to everybody that's in TikTok. I am here, by the way. I had TikTok. That's just my forehead. I'm sorry about that. I am here, TikTok. Look, yo. Hold on a minute. There I am. What's going on, TikTok? But I think you're way more interested in the charts than you are in terms of me. You think that runs are becoming shorter than less volatile? A little bit. There's less liquidity in the market. Whenever there's less liquidity, you're always going to struggle a little bit. It's always going to feel a little bit worse. A little bit worse. Magic Rigs, that's okay if it rolls over. My trigger hasn't happened yet. Nothing lost, nothing gained. I mean, yeah, that's true. Like I said, even no trade isn't a bad trade, is it? So, yeah. We'll see. What have we got left? We've got like 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Any change here in the gold market? 8 down on silver is wild. So it's going to be super volatile down here. That's going to be the interesting one. Let's just check and make sure we haven't got any news on Iran. Obviously the escalation potentially over there. We want to make sure that if that's coming in, I actually weirdly think it could spike the market as opposed to it dumping the market, which kind of feels a bit mental, but yeah. Take it easy, bro. Always nice watching your show. Hey, thanks, Royalty. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Just in Revolt targets at least $750 million share scale amid a strong demand. Interesting, right? Man. Everyone's IPOing or creating shares or finding money from somewhere. So 2 hours ago, Iran launched a number of ballistic missiles at northern Israel. Expect Israeli strikes again in the coming hours. That hasn't happened. President Trump says he's going to call Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu. So at the minute, we haven't had anything yet. So nothing really developing. President Trump says US military is now on high alert after Iran struck Israel in 4 ballistic missile waves. Israel's meeting right now to decide if they want to respond. Man, it looks like some of them got through as well, which is bad news, right? Looks like some of them did get through, but it's hard to tell, like, whether it's actually footage from now or from, many, many years ago. Wild, right? Wild. I'm running 3 shorts and 1 long. Nice. Take the short position. Let's go to 48k. Not financial advice. Trouble is, I don't know if it'll wick in now. That we might have missed it. That might have been the entry here. Look. which I think we missed by $10. Yeah, I mean, I think so. The whole thing with Iran has been about surveillance. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? Like, kind of wild if you ask me, but we'll see. Right, what have we got? 14 minutes left for the market opens. I do think the market reacts negatively, which might spike BTC, which, again, may give you that entry. Man, I'm so tempted to put it on. What am I doing here? I'd lose $100. Okay, I'm going to put it on. Screw it. I'll put the trade on. So we'll see. So it's on here. So my entry is a little bit higher up. So I'm going to try and grab the wick up. $62,010 is the wick up. Potential stop loss at 62.7 as per Fatsonic, and I'm targeting the low end at 60,000, which might not come tonight. I mean, in fairness, I could argue and probably take that as the short, but I'll leave it like 60,000 down here, or just a bit before. So let's see if we get it. It's not the biggest trade in the world, but it's I'm gonna run my thesis. It makes it more interesting as well. So that would assume that that's going to assume that this wicks up. We'll see. Will clarity pass soon? I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of a kind of just a thing. Kind of a wild trade. Well, I'm assuming I get a wick up, which if I get a wick up means that we probably get a wick down. So at the minute, I think it's actually less risk personally, because don't forget, it's got a wick up now. What has it got a wick up? Yeah, it's got to move 0.5%. That's a big move quickly. And if it comes back down, then it comes back down. So like I said, we'll see. We'll see what this does. It might not. I mean, the 21 is below the 200. Obviously, this is where my indicator is telling us, though, that the view on the 30-minute, and I think on the hourly chart, yeah, is that the short zone entry is where it's at, which is kind of why I thought maybe we'd get the wick in here, but maybe the short entry's here at just below 61.8, perhaps. I'm going to leave my trigger point at 62.1. Well, yeah, mine's at 62.010, I think so. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's what this indicator is telling us. So if I believe the indicator, then, then I've got to take the trade, haven't I? That would be insane not to. Shorting at 12-day dump, kind of like long in 126k. No, because it's only a short-term trade. I'm not looking for a long trade here. I'm looking for maybe if this comes down, but that's that thought process. Bear in mind, 126k long would be the top. This isn't the bottom. You'd be better saying the short from 59,100 is more applied to that. But again, this is a short-term trade. I mean, look at the trend right now. Trend's negative. Like, I'll be happy if we can get down to, 60,500 probably ends up being a decent trade. I mean, my risk is what did I say my risk is? My risk is $100. So, I could go to 60,660 gets me out at 200. I might even I'm going to move that to there. So it's 2-to-1, 60,600. I'm not looking for the biggest trade in the world. I'm just looking for a little scalp. I said this at the start of the stream. I'm looking for a bigger macro long. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a 6-figure long from this probably lower end. I just want to see what the market does yet. And I think we need at least another 3 to 4 weeks for the true decision. Again, you can DCA on margin. I said at the start of the stream, I'm buying a little bit of cryptocurrency here, but yeah, we'll see. All right, so nothing at the minute going back in from Israel. It looks like maybe Iran's going to launch a bit more, which could dump the market a little bit more. And again, if I get the trade and the market does wick up and then dumps, then I'll move that TP, because that TP might end up giving us a little bit more, momentum. So yeah, we'll see. Might be spicy. Might be spicy. LOVE, just another word to pronounce. I often wonder if my swing trade is worth looking at capital for so long. I'm very rarely in trades. The only reason I end up being in trades longer is because price isn't where I want it to be. And I'm like, okay, well, this is probably going to come down. I'll probably then take the trade at that point. But until it gets to there, I'm a bit like, yeah, well, I'm going to kind of wait and see. LOVE, just another word to pronounce. Don't. LOVE. Oh, I did something I needed to do. Come on. I'm multitasking here, people. I'm multitasking, and I tried to split a I pressed the wrong button because I'm a massive noob. That's it. All right, got it. Got it. Right, got it. That. Sorry about that. Well, on BTC swing trades to the upside, it doesn't have to be an absolute low. Yeah, that's true. I heard they only have a narrow window for Clarity Act to pass. I mean, the problem you've got is at the minute, like the support feels super limp for it. And I think you've got a little bit of dissension in the Republican Party because they obviously didn't vote to put the Save America Act. And again, I don't know where you all sit with it, but yeah, wild. Long from 59.5. Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice, actually. Right. Clarity Act probably passes despite Republicans losing the House, but I honestly don't think they lose the Senate. They might lose. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't actually think it's the biggest deal in the world. I said this before. I feel like the time's sort of moved on now that it's like, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So, right. Let's put the 5-minute chart up here for Bitcoin because it's more interesting. And let us just make that a little bit smaller. Let's go back. Let's do the usual and bring up gold and the S&P here on the right-hand side. And we have Bitcoin here on the left-hand side. So we are definitely going to be watching what happens here. Obviously, we're probably looking for a mega dump on gold and a pump on BTC. And then potentially we grab that trade. Oh, man, what did I do with that? Did I close that window down? Oh, that's kind of annoying. I just closed my actual trading window down. That's bad news. Okay, don't sleep on ENA under 0.10. In my opinion, I'm long right now. Nice. Mouse, see you later, buddy. Mouse, I can't believe you're going. It's like 6 minutes until the market opens. It's 6 minutes until the US market opens. What is actually going to happen? I mean, 61.6. I mean, if this does wick up, this could end up being a really, really interesting trade. I don't know why, Craig. Gold is not going to dump. I'm 99% sure. Well, the pre-markets say it's going to dump by 3%. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe we should forget this trivial stuff and accept that BTC moves purely off liquidity and geopolitics. I think it does, by the way. I think it does. So, right, Bitcoin, Bitcoin is pushing down in the short term prior to the market open. So maybe it's preempting something. Gold, obviously, pretty stagnant right now. But yeah, might end up being pretty wild, this. Seems to have stopped now, but lost you for a little bit while you were putting the screen up. Maybe it just kind of got a bit weird. Maybe it got a bit weird. Right, I'm watching this side of things as well to see what actually happens with this trade. Does it get the wick or not? That is the big question, friends. I'm still here. Let's wait for the market to open. Good choice. 5 minutes. It will pump up, then dump back down. Nadar, that would be exactly what I'm looking for right now. Stop loss 62.7, Fat Sonic. I mean, it's $100 if I lose it, but Yeah, we'll see. I do think they probably wick this up. I mean, if again, it's going to move from 61.7. I've got $1,000 to play with. Now, last Sunday, I actually think it wicked that and then dumped after it. So we'll see. This is it's for educational purposes and should not be treated as personalized financial advice. All right. Let me do it rather than you guys. Get ready to buy XRP. Maybe, yeah. It's been in small range all day. Yeah, I mean, it kind of moved last night. We'll have to see. I mean, Asia may decide to dump this. Indicator is still green though. 5 minutes telling us that, look, the entry is exactly where we think the entry should be. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. 4 minutes to go. Four minutes to go. You can go negative risk to reward to brute force it through. I'm guilty of it at occasions. Yeah, I get it. Chris in the building says, dude, June 14th is the date. Last chance to pack altcoin bag. The 15th will be epic. I'm down for it. Is that to do with the IPO? I'm down for it, though. I'm yawning like a monkey that's eating all the bananas. Oh, it's all good, mate. You've got 3 minutes left. My in-air long literally has a 10% stop loss. Nice. Do you think my SP is right at 59,700? SP. Right. Bitcoin wicking up. The sky is dumping in Scotland. What the hell, Jojo? There's a lot of Scottish people watch this live stream. It's kind of fun. Right, TikTok, get ready as well. Here we go. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So market opens. Bitcoin 61,700. Pre-market still showing bearish, albeit not quite as bearish as they were. Maybe gold pumps. Maybe Bitcoin dumps to oblivion. Well, the good news about being in the trade that we're in, no risk. If it dumps, we don't get the trade. Fine. If it does dump, by the way, then I'll just cancel the trade and won't go into it because it's like, I'm not going to wait for it to then wick back up to the trade, but we'll see. Right, 58, 2 minutes left, everybody. Get ready. It's going to get crazy. Or at least we hope it is anyway. Right, Bitcoin 61,737. Funding rate is bullish still, which is interesting as well. Gold still flat. Silver -6 now on the futures open. So Logitech, my man, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in. 58. Okay, get ready, folks. Get ready. We're about to see what happens. Market open in literally yeah, here we go. Look. Here we go. 22.59. New York. New York. It's not there though, is it? 17.59. Get ready, folks. Get ready. We've got 30 seconds. Go on, do a big countdown with me, everybody. 29. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. So yeah, get ready. 20 seconds, everybody. If we hit 62.5, I will add to the short. Nice. Well, 10 seconds, folks. Time in New York right now is 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Open them up, baby. Let's see what we get. Gold power slams its way down. Bitcoin is doing what we said it was going to do. It is rallying. Does it have the minerals, though? That's going to be the big question here. And the short-term answer right now is, at the minute, no. Man, gold is actually wicking up. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Well, here we go. Bitcoin is trying to wick up a little bit. 61,834. Here we go then. They might be trying to push this now. Gold is not doing what I thought it was going to do, but gold might give us it. What happened to the car attack past? It's still being worked through, isn't it, right now? Still being worked through right now. But yeah, Bitcoin is trying. Gold is also rallying, which is kind of wild. Silver, flat. What does oil do? Oil is... Wow, oil spiking. There's no surprise. That's bad news for BTC, though, by the way. That is bad news. So gold going up. Risk on Bitcoin. Feels like it's a bit limp. feels like we're not quite getting the what I thought was the hype. So oil prices have surged, no surprise. WTI up 3.4% is not going to play out favorably for us in the broader crypto market world. All right. So yeah, looks like we may have missed it, which would have been a perfect trade here, by the way. But yeah, lovely oil going up. Yeah, gold now starting to dump. And yeah, Brent crude opened up 4%. Sorry, WTI 4%. Yeah, BTC looks like it's giving up right now. Looks like it's giving up. Down it comes, baby. Down it comes. So for all those people that were telling me that I shouldn't have been short in this market, we were fucking right again. We were right again. Gold giving up as well. So yeah, 61.7. Bitcoin is heading down. So I need to buy BNB short and cut a bit of world short. So well, yeah, I mean, 61.7 doesn't feel like this is going to get triggered, in fairness. Feels like I might not get it, but oil down 3, Brent not so much. Brent's on a slightly different time frame though, isn't it? So Brent will yet to open. The Russell is showing a little bit. Markets are just pretty flat, aren't they, really? I don't think people haven't really reacted to the news right now. Gold now pushing down, which means Bitcoin will probably rally just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's at 61.8. Are we going to get this trade? That's the big question right now. I don't know. I'm in 2 longs, 3 shorts now. It's ridiculous. It's like a kid touching the hot stove over and over again. Man, gold is down. It goes, baby. Gold is on the way down. This might wick BTC up. Let's hold on. But I think, unfortunately, Bitcoin is going to get wicked down with gold. What is the gold chart here on? Is it on the 5-minute as well? Oh, yeah. They're both on the 5-minute. All right, cool. Cool. Wait, what new? Not a lot, really. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is struggling. Let's call it that. That just tells us that there isn't really a lot of liquidity in this market. Can't trust the first hour of market open for direction. Yeah, 100%. We're 100%. All we were trying to do is trade the open, which still might, I mean, this might end up being a thing, you know. 61,870. It's still got a little bit to go. 62 is my entry point. So again, if gold kind of rallies back a little bit, the S&P 500 is kind of flat right now. Kind of flat, 0.07. Yeah, tough one, really. Feels like there's not a lot in this. Feels like the markets are a bit like a wait and see. Is Iran going to? Is Israel going to? You know, oil's only spiked 4%. That's not generally mental. And there's been no announcements at all in terms of the Straits of Hormuz. So it feels a little bit like, might be a nothing burger. Might be a nothing burger. I actually feel more confident in shorts. It's all about the entry. It's all about the entry. So, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see if SPXC really does liquidity suck this week. Feels like it. Feels like it. Okay, let's go back to the singular on BTC. The 30-minute, what is that saying? So it's still giving us the eye. It's still saying, guys, this might end up being an interesting trade. So I think I'm going to leave this short open at 62,000 and see if I get it. And then let's see. I mean, like I said, I'm risking $100. It's just not even anything. I could probably get that back from Azaminer in 3 days. But that is kind of where I think, as always, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to leave tonight's live stream. Don't believe anything on a Sunday. I mean, that's probably fair play. That's probably fair play. So, right, everybody. That does bring us to the end of the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We've been here for, man, how long have we been live for? Literally 2 hours. Literally 2 hours. Don't forget, we live stream every single day. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high. Hit the subscribe button if you're here on TikTok as well. Hey, man, thank you so much. But look, I love people's opinions as well. So shout out to you. Massive respect. I love people that have views and are cordial and respectful because I think you can have great conversations. So Cyberdoge, you are 100% more than welcome. Please, every single night be amazing. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, 4 p.m. US, 9 p.m. UK time. Let's break these markets down. Let's see exactly what's going on. Until then, look out for the content on the channel. Don't forget, check out 2bitcrypto.com if you want to get all the latest access to our latest content and that indicator and some of the most insane offers from the likes of BitUnix weeks. All of it, 2bitcrypto.com. Don't miss it. Until tomorrow, thank you so much, everybody. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.